Unseen World with the Psychic Sleuth and Charlene as we bring new insights into unsolved cases with the help from the other side. Hi everyone, glad to bring back the podcast. For those of you who have listened before, get how Rochelle works. She speaks to the other side and also gets psychic impressions. She can get past, present or future. Things can also be symbolic. At times, every spirit communicates differently, some being a bit more direct than others, and sometimes other cases may come mixed in, being the way that her gifts work. Her cases seem to interconnect. It's not her job to solve cases, but bring new insights and possible ideas or explanations of locations. In missing persons, remember everyone is innocent until proven guilty. These are only her impressions of what Spirit has given.
So, hi everyone. It's good to be back, and we're gonna start with our new show. Hopefully, Charlene and I are kind of doing this on our own, so I'm hoping that you guys like it and you're not too critical, too critical of how we're doing stuff. But we're gonna be learning as we go. So, thank you for coming back with us again. It's gonna kind of be just like it was before, only it's gonna be me and Charlene. We work on a lot of cases together already, so we're used to working with each other. She kind of understands how this all works probably better than I do. And with that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and start. But first, Charlene, just let everybody know that I don't know anything about the case prior. And
No, you don't know about anything about this case prior, and you've only just seen the photo of Kierra Coles right before we started recording.
Okay. So, all right, I guess we'll get started. So I keep getting reference to a boyfriend or significant other, husband. They all come in the same to me usually. Just the man that's connected to her that she's with. So I'm sorry about sorry about the notifications. I haven't figured out how to turn them off on my computer. So all right. So she shows me a little bit of abuse, but I don't know if it was known by everybody. Like I said, and maybe she didn't even think anything of it. More like of an outside looking in, you wouldn't think it's right. It's mostly, I feel like, emotional, but there was some instances where it kind of got a little volatile, heated. I feel like I see heated arguments between the two of them.
Yep.
And I see she could have a fiery temper at times as well, but he knew how to push her buttons in a way. Only certain times. I feel like a lot of it was, I don't know, she's talking about something to do with work. So
Yep.
I don't know if maybe he didn't want to get a job, or there was an issue with his work, or he wasn't bringing in enough money. There's seems to be a lot of arguments in that area. So she keeps bringing my attention to her neck, which is kind of weird. It's not usually how I get it if someone's, their life is taken that way, but my connection keeps going, or my attention keeps going to her neck.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it's weird. My attention goes there, but then I can also see his hands there in the picture. And I do like my head, the side of my head, getting a little bit of pain there. I did feel my head kind of bash into the wall at some point. She's talking about a broken mirror. As I see a mirror that's broken. Also, I'm trying to get, he keeps coming, I keep being shown like a darker male, darker features.
Yep.
And he has kind of a deep voice. I don't know why that's important.
Yep.
And okay, this is kind of weird because this is kind of going to connect back to something we've been looking at the last 2 months. So she says water tower. And you and I both know that connects back to another case that we've been working on. But
Yep.
she literally said water tower.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get kind of a more on the area, but I'm having a hard time because I'm feeling like this pressure on my chest, like it's crushing pressure.
Yeah.
And I feel extremely disoriented and a little shaky, a little I don't know how to explain it, just weird. I feel very weird all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm losing my footing here because of the way she's making me feel, almost nauseous in a way.
Yeah.
And also something with my left ear. There's like a sharp pain in my left ear. So I'm trying to kind of see more of where this water tower is. It looks like it's very in a secluded spot. But I kind of feel like I'm high up, and there's a reference to, I believe, a college or something. I don't know if that's near where the water tower is, but there's a college that's being referenced, like in the vicinity somewhere. But it's almost like I don't know if I'm kind of almost looking down on the college, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't see a lot of it's weird because I don't see like a whole lot of trees or anything like that. I do see a lot of dirt, and she shows me like dusty dirt. And I'm wondering, I think he buried her because I could taste the dirt.
Yep.
And I definitely obviously feel like she's passed and that there is a blowout of some kind and it went too far, is what she shows me, because she shows me like he just lost it.
Yeah.
Like it just finally was just like too much. Whatever they were fighting about, I feel like they fought about it before. I feel like he's thought about. It's one of those, kind of relationships where it's like you don't want to be with them, but you don't want to be without them. And it's almost like kind of like an obsession kind of feeling is what it comes across. Yep. That's how she brings it to my attention. Like almost like he wouldn't let her go, but at the same time, sometimes he wanted to be rid of her. Yeah. And he felt like this was kind of the only way. Like I feel like it's ran through his mind before, like he thought about that. But I don't know if he meant to do it that day at that time. You know what I mean? It was one of those things that they just got into it and it escalated. Yeah. But I do see her being thrown around and things like that. Very violent, kind of angry temper as far as what happened that day. And so let me see. There's a letter B, but I can't really make out the word, but it's a B, like B sounding name or something. And then I don't know if there was ever a time that they were talking about marriage or something. Yep. Because I heard bride, like bride to be, like bridal. So I don't know if that was a discussion at one time or if that was something that had, they were it was her fiance. I don't know, but that's how it comes in, that it was definitely something that had been talked about. But I think she's saying she was leaving. Something about I've had enough, leaving, walking out the door, with kind of an attitude, like she wasn't gonna put up with stuff no more.
Yep.
She's talking about keys. I don't know why. Like I see her grab her keys or something off the counter. But it's weird. It's like she's not showing me the whole story. Like she shows me this huge fight, things being broken and her being tossed around and all that kind of stuff. But it was like she was leaving before that, and that's when she grabbed the keys. But then like he wanted to stop her from going. So I feel like this happened in the residence, someone's residence. I think it was theirs, or a place where he was staying. I don't know if it feels like it was kind of hers, and maybe he was staying there or something like that. It's kind of how it comes across.
Yep.
And it's weird. I get the color red, like in connection to that college, I think.
Yep.
And so, I'm getting reference to a car. It looks like a dark colored car, newer looking. And then for some reason there's lots of light, so I don't know if this happened at nighttime or that's just when he put her, but I see like the street lights, you know, like when you're driving in a car and you're passing and you're seeing all the street lights go by. Getting a reference to that. She shows me a full moon, so I'd be curious to see if it's symbolic or if it was actually a full moon that night. And we've been getting some of this stuff for a couple months now, so now I'm like, when I hear it, what the heck? Getting a reference to cherry wood, not just cherry, but cherry wood together. I don't know if it's a street or if it's something that's made of cherry wood. I don't know. And I'm getting a reference to, she just keeps saying water tower and showing me a water tower, but the water tower literally looks like it's kind of up high but in the middle of nowhere, and there's dirt around it, and I don't feel like it's too far from the house. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, when you're kind of like on a bluff looking area looking down kind of thing is what it is what it reminds me of, because when I look down I could see lights below, and I could see, then there's a reference to that college again. And I don't know if maybe she was going to college, they met at college, or there's a college in the close vicinity, but definitely I feel like there's a red or burgundy color in connection to the college. I don't know why she's mentioning that. For some reason it's important. But I don't feel like at this area, like, people don't go there, you know, like the water tanks are there, but nothing's really, I don't know if they're empty or they have water or whatever. There's nothing really ever done with them. But see, she says water tanks, but then the other part that she shows me are those tall metal towers that we talk about sometimes, that we see. I don't know if they're electric towers or cell towers or something like that. And I hear the word baby, so I'm wondering if she had a baby or if she was pregnant.
She was pregnant.
She was pregnant. Okay. So that's kind of crazy, because that when that comes in, that's rare that they bring that up. So, she's showing me blue, so I think it was a boy. definitely boy. Shows me lots and lots of blue around it. She goes back to this him like the strangling feeling again. And just my chest is just super super heavy. And I don't know if why I felt so disoriented before. I'm not really sure about that, if it was because she was hit in the head or something else. Okay. Showing me gas tanks.
Yep.
Like gas cans, not gas tanks, cans. I think it might be symbolic that maybe he tried to burn her or burn her down a little bit. She wouldn't be noticeable, and then he buried her. And I say buried her because I taste dirt and I see a lot of dust. And she hasn't been found yet, so she's not in an area that's frequented. Like I said, it's weird because I do not see a lot of trees around her, just a lot of dirt.
Yeah.
But yet she's in a hidden enough area. So like, I mean, I think there's like bushes and stuff, but it's not like it doesn't feel like woods or anything like that. It feels more like almost like this bluffy type area that's close to like the water tower and another tower like I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's a repeating thing, and I don't mean to repeat myself, but that's kind of what she's showing me. I don't seem to get as much information when I do podcasts like this as if I were to type it all out, but I don't know where the rosary comes in. I'm getting rosary, so either it's a name, someone's Catholic, or there's a church that's not far away, a Catholic church. Because I'm actually shown rosary beads, so it could also be that someone's Catholic. Can be symbolic of either one of those things. Just kind of fits how it fits. And I'm trying to push her for more, but she makes me feel like I want to cry. So she's saying like between 5 and 10 minutes. Now I don't know if that's 5 and 10 minutes like from the house, or like kind of like out of town a little bit, because I don't know, it's like I could see the town below, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm in a town, but I can see it. And I do want to kind of take a windy road to that area.
Yeah.
And also she's showing me something about her cell phone, and she's showing me hopscotch. That's kind of weird. It might be symbolic in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. That's come through before too. See, I think we're right about this interconnecting, because some of the stuff we've gotten prior. I'm getting the words rekindling, so I don't know if like they were in the process of maybe rekindling and then she decided she wanted to leave, or if there was talk of that before. It kind of reminds me, she's showing me this case that I watched a really long time ago, because sometimes I get references to cases that it'll tell me, oh, it's kind of like this, or the area is kind of like this. And it was this. They were teenagers, but the guy killed his girlfriend because she wanted to leave him. And the area is a mountainous area, so that's what it kind of reminds me of. Not like way in the mountains, but like kind of higher up, like a bluff type area.
Yeah.
Um, but there's like a windy road that leads there, and I feel like there might be some trees like on the way. It's just in the area where she's at, I don't sense a lot of trees. I get a lot of dirt and rocks and bushes.
Yeah.
And it was an area where no one was going to notice where he burned her at. So, you know, it's not in the city. It's kind of outskirts. But you can
Yeah.
see the city. So I'm getting the letter Q. No clue why. And letter Q, but then I hear something kind of sounds like Quincy or something like that. And I get there's a lot of confusion around this case, that they really think
Yeah.
that he did it and they really feel like he did it, but they don't have her body and all the proof that they need.
Yeah.
But there's some kind of talk about a camera somewhere at one point, where either he was seen on it or something. There's something with the either
With the camera.
CCTV or a camera, right?
Yeah.
Um, man, it's like I could see the area so well, but she's not giving me any like street names or anything. And I think it's because it's an area he knows well. She says it's obvious, but yet they haven't thought to look there for some reason. But it's almost like if you leave the house, and you go a little bit out of town, it's like, if you know how to get to those water tanks, it's like the area I'm describing, people would just know, I guess. Because I'm like pushing her for some sort of name or something, like.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
just keep getting like a bluff area, and then she just says water tanks. And it's like you can see the college and other stuff below. Um, and she's talking about peach trees. I don't know if maybe you pass them on the way, or like I said, it's a name. It's symbolic of something. Um, and honestly, I think that's all she's giving me right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if I feel like there should be more, but just I don't know. I mean, it is 2:00 in the morning here. um, I mean, does any of this make sense? I don't know why I feel like
The camera makes sense because she was seen on camera leaving her apartment for her job,
okay.
dressed in her work uniform.
All right.
And the cell phone makes sense because her purse and her cell phone were still inside her car that was parked outside her apartment.
So if it was parked outside of her apartment, then she really never got to her car. That's a little confusing.
Yeah, no, she was seen on camera leaving her apartment in her postal service uniform, despite having called in sick, and she was walking past her car. So
I don't know. Maybe either he knew where she was going to be or she was meeting him, but I was definitely shown inside a residence of fighting. Now, it could be that was another day that she showed me that it was a blowout and it led to this. It's very possible. But and maybe that's why she was going to leave. But I definitely see that he's involved and that there was some kind of fight that led up to this. But she's not showing me like the details of like how or why or where. It's just like there's a fight, blah blah blah. This is what it looks like where I'm at. So she's not like being really clear. She just shows me this fight and she makes me feel like that's how she was killed. But the thing is I don't know if it's her house, his house, or whatever. She's not making that clear. So it is possible that she went to go meet him or something. You know, he was picking her up off down the street, but she was headed to work. So that kind of, maybe I'll just talk to you real quick before I go to work kind of thing. Because I definitely see this happening to her in a residence. That is something she shows me over and over. There was a glass that was broken, and there was some other stuff that was like tossed about or whatever. And so it might have been his residence or someone else's, but so we might have want to go closer to his home as far as when we're looking for where we're looking for. And I don't know if his home is maybe near water or near a river or something like that, because I do see, like, I want to look out over a bridge or something with a railing, and there's like a kind of a body of water. I don't know if I can't tell if it's a river or something like that because it looks wider. I'm not really sure why. That might be symbolic, I don't know, but the area where she's at's more dry, not near water, except for the water tank. But that might be more of where his apartment or his house or whatever his residence is. Because I don't feel any other man involved, just him. I feel a lot of it had to do with, you know, they were fighting over stuff. She was wanting to leave, and there's something about the pregnancy. I don't really know if he even wanted the kid. Is how it comes across. I mean, she's really making my body feel all these things.
Yeah.
So, like, a whole bunch of different feelings. I'm hearing the words crisp cut, something like that. And because see, the thing is she would never go to work without her purse and phone and all that stuff. So it's almost like maybe I'll meet you down here before I go to work kind of thing. I don't know. Does this guy have you seen pictures of him? Do you know if he has like facial hair sometimes and sometimes doesn't? Not like a lot, but definitely like you know, like
a little goatee.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't feel like it's all the time, but sometimes he like grows out his facial hair. And I see him kind of like more like on the bad boy side. And then I hear her say, like, Mama always told you, stay away from the bad boys. So, I feel like he actually might be not into some great things, like, possible some kind of drug connections somewhere. I don't know if she knew about that, though, at the time. And there's something about alcohol too, so I don't know if he drank, and when he drank he got mean or something. But I see him like throwing a beer bottle, so I mean, she's definitely a strong spirit. It's just she's not showing me everything for some reason. Like, as far as the sequence of events, it's like, okay, this is what happened to me, this is who did it, and this is where I'm at. The rest doesn't really matter, like, straight to the point in that way. But I get a connection to a T name too, because I was gonna say that before we started, when I first got her picture. And I like literally feel like like sometimes how you feel like before you throw up, probably because she was pregnant. It's probably because she was pregnant. I'm thinking, like, you get that taste in your mouth, like the kind of metal taste before you throw up, kind of thing. Like, that's what I'm feeling, and that's what I'm probably thinking. It was probably morning sickness. She's making me feel. I don't know how far along she is, but also the connection to the number 4, and so that could be April the 4th, 4 years, or something to do with 4, where she's at. The number 7 and 5, but I don't know if it could be together or apart. And I think 69. I don't want to say that number, but it came through. And I keep hearing something ridge. I don't know if you heard that, but there is spirit in the phone right there. Female voice.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yep.
Just for all you people out there. It's something else. It wasn't nobody but spirit. Part of me feels like she wanted to aspire to be more than what her job was. She shows me her in Scrubs. Like, there was a part of her that maybe was thinking about or something, wanting to go into nursing or some kind of medical field. I know we probably can't validate that, but she's showing me her in Scrubs, so it's got to fit somewhere. And she's talking about hospital. It could also be that there's a hospital on the way, or in nearby. I don't really know. And getting the words like flyby, I don't even know what that means. Flyby, I mean, could be like airplane, I guess, or something, or maybe they've flown by her when they've been searching for her. I don't know if they've used helicopters or not, or I don't really know how that makes sense. I feel really like hard to it's hard to like concentrate because of her making me feel like I want to throw up. She's showing me, I know obviously I can see them in the pictures, but something with her eyelashes. I don't know if they were like hella long or she put fake ones on or she liked to put on mascara or even how it fits, but she's showing me that. And like her putting mascara on in the mirror and mascara and lip gloss. Don't go anywhere without it, I guess. And I don't know. I keep seeing this area. I can describe it to you, but
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time. She's not really giving me names. Something with canyon in it, though. I think heard something canyon. I do see it's kind of. She's showing me rocks, so kind of rocky, or like at least like the ground. But where she's buried at, it's more softer dirt. Like I mean, she's not right next to the water tanks, but it's almost like she can see them. And I do see him pouring gas over her and burning her as if to hide who she was if they were to find her, and make her easier to bury. Which is really sad. So I don't know. I think that's kind of all I'm getting for her right now.
Yeah.
If I feel like we want to do a part 2, we can do a part 2. I don't know if there's anything else that can be validated, or we can come back and do another episode of validate it. But
yeah.
So I guess, is there anything else you want to add, Charlene?
No. Oh, the only other thing is her car keys were also recovered.
Okay. So that could be why she was showing me the car keys then.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. All right. Well, I guess if we want to, I feel like I'm a little out of practice with this podcast thing. I mean, we work all the time with cases, but
yeah.
As you know, like me typing it out is a lot different as far as focusing as me doing it live.
Yeah.
It's harder for me because I don't connect as well this way as I do when I'm typing stuff out, just the way my gifts work. I'm not as hyper focused. So,
yeah.
Things don't come in as clearly, I guess, but it just depends too on how they communicate and all of that, and my energy level as well, which isn't great right now. So I mean, if I feel like we want to give it a go, maybe we'll just do a part 2 if I feel like I can get more. If not, we'll just make it a validation episode and go from there.
Okay.
And thanks everybody for listening in on our first episode back. We hope it only gets better from here, and until next time.
Bye.
Bye.